Hi, welcome to the Real Grandma's Kitchen. Today I'd like to talk to you about a vegetable dish. I call it the Real Grandma's Ragout. It includes using eggplant, zucchini, onion and garlic, red pepper, and celery, and lots of great spices. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. To get started, what we're going to do is we're going to take the onion, we're going to peel it and dice it. We'll peel and dice our garlic. And then the eggplant, you also need to peel this before you start cutting it into its diced cubes. The skin of the eggplant, the texture is not really pleasant to eat, and the flavor is a little bit bitter, so we want to get rid of that. Of course, the celery and the zucchini and the pepper, that's just cubing it up. Be careful when you're making your cubes for these vegetables to keep a similar size and shape, and that way everything cooks evenly and it blends the flavor even better. Now that we have everything chopped, the rest is easy. So we'll go over to the fry pan. I always like to think about what things take the longest to cook. So we're going to start out by sauteing our onions and garlic with the celery, and then we'll add the other ingredients as we go along. We want to start out with the fry pan on high. We've talked about that before. Always start on high. As soon as it's hot, turn it down to what you really want. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil out of my teeny tiny olive oil container here. You want just enough so that your onions have enough room to saute. I'd say about 2 tablespoons. And we'll just put the onions right out of the bowl, as well as the garlic. And I'm going to let this saute a little bit before I put in the celery. I like my little new mixing spoon. It's kind of like fingers. As the heat hits the onion, you can hear it just kind of bubbling a little bit. And we want this to saute until it's almost starting to turn translucent. And then we'll put in the celery. And you can see here where the onions are just starting to turn a little bit translucent. So we'll add our celery, because the celery also takes a few minutes to cook. The smell is absolutely amazing. The onions, garlic, and celery, they just really make your whole house smell delicious. And now you can see where things are starting to lightly brown. The celery is starting to become a little translucent. So we'll add the red pepper. Look at that beautiful red color in there. You know, when I was young and I needed to look like the dinner was almost ready, sometimes I would just take a frying pan, cut up an onion, and saute it. Everyone was fooled. They would think, oh, dinner's almost ready, and they would relax. Quite a good trick, you know. At this point is when I like to add my seasoning, because it's a little bit easier than when your pan is full. My favorite seasoning for ragout is, of course, you have to put in some salt, a couple pinches, and some pepper. I just use regular black pepper. All vegetables like salt and pepper. My secret always is to make sure that I have some granulated garlic. It brings out more of the flavor of vegetables, so I'm talking about maybe a teaspoon of granulated garlic. And then good old-fashioned curry powder. You can increase it or decrease it according to what you like for flavor. We like ours really spicy. Stir it in a little bit. And then I'm going to add the next ingredient, which is zucchini. And a generous amount of eggplant. A lot of people don't like eggplant, but this way it is absolutely wonderful. Even my youngest grandchild likes ragu. And to finish off my seasoning, I'm going to use some sesame Chinese chili oil. It's absolutely fabulous. That sesame flavor is very subtle, and of course the chili adds a nice kick to it. And I just sprinkle it over the top and around in a circle. And that's usually about the right amount. Mix it in a little bit. I'm making sure that each piece of vegetable has some kind of flavoring on it. In order to keep it lower in calorie, I'm going to just add some water to this, put the lid on it, turn it down and let it simmer until everything's mixed and tender. This is just absolutely perfect. When you make your own ragout, you can put whatever vegetables you want in there. These are kind of, to me, the base vegetables that you'd always have. I've made it where I put in tomato. I've made it where I put in green bell pepper. You can put in corn, anything at all that you'd like. The texture when ragout is completely done is perfect. It's soft, but it has a little bit of firmness to it. The heat from the chili oil with the sesame, the onion, the garlic, delicious flavors, just kind of marinated with a little bit of curry. This is delicious. So I hope you really enjoyed learning how to make the Real Grandma's ragout, and I look forward to seeing you next time.